it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out, and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you. Don't underestimate the things that I will do.
Hey world, it's your favorite girlfriend here with you again, Diva in Demand. Hi. I have returned home today from the Women of Faith conference in Oklahoma City, and it was amazing. It was, I don't think there's another word besides amazing or phenomenal or awesome or fabulous or whatever. And I intended to make this video. I've been thinking about it for hours now. But now that I'm actually sitting here in front of the camera, looking at the little circle dot thing, I'm really not motivated to speak. How horrible is that? And it's not, I'm not motivated to tell my story. I don't feel like talking. If you've been around for a couple weeks, you notice I haven't written anything in a couple weeks either. And again, I have things to say. I just don't feel like talking. Like right now, I'm rambling as I chat with TJ as I make this video. Hi, TJ. TJ is the reason why I went to Women of Faith. She attended last year and she volunteered as an usher. Fabulous. The way she spoke about it made me want to go and made me want to volunteer as an usher. I have a cute shirt and pictures and everything. It was fabulous. I met CeCe Winans and Pat Smith and Liz, whose name is escaping me right now, because I probably won't publish this video because I am just rambling. But the reason for it, what I wanted to do, my goal here, was to tell people about the most humbling experience I have ever had in my entire life. And you know a little bit of the backstory. That's irrelevant. I can sum it up for you. In December 2007, I got married to a blogger who lived in Chicago. I was living in Oregon at the time. In March 2008, I relocated from Oregon to Chicago to be with my husband. In November 2008, I lost my job. In February 2009, he lost his job. In May 2009, we lost our house. I was unemployed. Well, I did not have full-time employment. I was working as an online capacity for an online institution. Contract basis, part-time only. So I did not have a full-time job from November of 2008 until February of 2011. I was homeless. We were homeless. We had no home. And by no home, I mean no address. We stayed in hotel rooms. We stayed with family occasionally when there was no money. I moved back to Oklahoma in February 21st, 2011, and I got a job like 2-3 days later and started February 28th, 2011. How ironic is that? A week later. He followed, and in November 2000, what year is this? 12? So last November, he left. This wasn't where he wanted to be. This was not the relationship he wanted to be in. I was not the wife he wanted, so he left. Now, prior to any of that, in between 2009 and 2011, he asked for a divorce. He wanted a divorce. He didn't want to be with me anymore. He didn't want to be in this relationship. Okay? Problem was that neither of us was in a position to take care of ourselves independently. So we stayed together to be able to function financially. It's the best way I could put it. But every day I woke up hearing how this wasn't going to work, and he wanted a divorce, and he couldn't wait to be apart. We were still sitting here together. Okay. So eventually the money ran out. There was no money. There was nowhere to stay. There was nothing to do. And I'll make a different video to address the people who say you could have gotten a job at McDonald's or you could have found work. I have a totally different video for you, okay? So Everything was gone. There was nothing except a person who I loved, but I accept my part of the blame for mistreating, telling me that eventually somebody has to pull the cord on this. Somebody has to bite the bullet. We have to go our separate ways. Okay. My aunt had announced to the family that she had stage 4 cancer. My grandmother offered me a one-way plane ticket back to Oklahoma to help take care of my aunt. That would be my job. Like I said, I was fortunate though. I did get a job week after I've been here. So I went to a store and bought a huge suitcase. It's sitting over there in the living room now. It is, oh wow, you can't even see that. So like this is the screen. And obviously that's just a computer screen. So imagine if I keep going, it is this big. I don't know how to describe it, but it's the biggest suitcase I've ever seen in my life. And I put my life in that suitcase. Everything I could fit in that suitcase. And that was all I had was that suitcase. And a carry-on bag. I had a carry-on bag. And the ticket was for American Airlines. I don't have a problem saying the name. When I got to the counter, my bag, my life, weighed 52 pounds. And the weight restriction on checked baggage for American Airlines was 25 pounds. And I would have to pay like $50 for more weight. I didn't have $50. I didn't have anything. I did not have any money. No, they would not take a credit card over the phone. So no one in my family could help me. So on February 21st, 2012, I sat on the floor of O'Hare Airport with my suitcase open, throwing things away. Clothes, coats, shoes, purses, just whatever I thought was the heaviest. As people stepped around me and over me, checking in, going on their way, in my mind judging me, I sat there and I threw away a part of all I had held on to from my life just to be able to get on a plane because I didn't have anything else. I didn't have anything. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have. That was it. All I had was what was in that suitcase. And I had to get rid of 52 minus 25. What is that? Somebody, 27? I had to get rid of 27 pounds worth of my life in the airport at 8 o'clock in the morning on the floor. And that is a story that is hard for me to share. Honestly, all of this has been hard for me to share up until this weekend. And I've been here over a year now. I've been rebuilding. I have, you see a picture frame on the wall. There's a couch, love seat over there. There's a desk over there. I'm rebuilding. I have things. I have minimal things. I bought a toaster oven last week and made broiled a steak. I shouldn't have ate the steak, but I am rebuilding. But it's not just about the material things. I'm actually rebuilding my spirit too, and it is taking longer to rebuild my spirit than it is to rebuild the living room. So you know. So this has always been a hard story for me to tell. I've written about it. It's hard. The people who know it are special people. I mean, people that were there. Sojourner, TPS. I was actually on the phone with them in the airport waiting to get on the plane to leave Chicago. But for some reason, this weekend, not for some reason, I know why, I was at Women of Faith this weekend in Oklahoma City. And I'm surrounded by all these women, not just the ones on stage, but honestly, and that was something they addressed. You look at these women on stage, and what you see is this perfect life. And they're there to tell you there's nothing in their life that's perfect. They're bruised, they're broken, they are torn apart. That's why they're there. But that's not really the point that kind of got me the most or hit me the hardest, because you always hear celebrities say that. What hit me the hardest and struck me the most was the woman sitting next to me or in front of me or that I met at lunch or that I worked with on the usher team who appeared normal. I mean, I sat next to this woman for a day and a half. Normal. And then you get to talking and she tells you her story and you're like, wow. Have no idea what other types of struggles people have been through. And TJ has told me for years, you should tell your story. You should be telling people this because there are so many people that I can identify with you. But I'm thinking to myself, no, nobody can identify with me. Nobody understands what I've been through. Nobody, I don't know anybody. I don't know anyone personally who has done or been through what I've been through. I don't know anyone personally that has run out of money and called a friend who is on Facebook 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, posting about her relationship with God and being such a Christian, to ask if I could sleep on her floor for the weekend. And she says, I'll call you back, and you never hear from her again. I don't know anyone who has been through that but me. So why would I want to put myself in a position to be judged or looked down upon by other people? I know they're not supposed to matter, but come on, this is life we're talking about. They do. But I'm sitting there this weekend amongst thousands of women who all have some kind of story. There was a woman on my usher team who was telling us about someone she had prayed with over a cheating husband after 26 years. When another woman chimed in to relay her point was to let the woman know it gets better. And she knows this because her husband cheated after 19 years with her best friend. And I was like, honestly, damn. I'm over here thinking I am in the deep abyss after 4.5 years. 19? Somebody does understand. So, for the first time, I really feel comfortable telling my story. And I don't just feel comfortable telling it. I feel like I need to tell it to as many people as possible. I need for you to know that my most humbling moment in 35 years was sitting on the airport floor throwing away all the positions I had in life just to be able to get on the plane and come somewhere that I truly hated, to be with people that didn't get me and that I didn't even want to get because I didn't have anything else. So that was my goal. That was the purpose of this video. I may upload it, I may not. Depends on how I feel after I sleep. Because honestly, I don't think I've slept in a couple days either. So I might just be a little sleep deprived. I plan to share more. I plan to be back around. Check me out on YouTube or Vimeo or at the site www.divaindemand.com. I'll be back. This is